Joining us now, though, Kathy Roth-Douquet. She's founder and CEO of Blue Star Families, one of the largest nonprofits supporting military families. Kathy, you and I have had the chance to talk with each other about the various ways that Americans can support families who have served, whether it's through policy or whether it's just through simple acts of kindness. So let's start there. Can you talk about the significance of today, as well as the importance of recognizing those families of those who serve?
Absolutely. And thanks for having me, Ali. And you know, your support of veterans and military families is a great example about what we need from the entire country, because when one person serves, the whole family serves. The strength of the nation is the military, but the strength of the military are their families. And we need the community to be our strength, because it's a challenging job while you're in it and after transitioning out. Veterans Day is a great day for people to remember that and do something about it.
I think the conversations that you and I have had centered around policy proposals on Capitol Hill of ways that military families could see more support. Is there a legislative path or any policy that you think would be most helpful, especially at a time where we've talked about all of the ways that the government shutdown, and we'll touch on this in a moment, have negatively impacted these families? What more safety nets can we offer them?
Well, 100%. The first thing is, pass a government budget. Our entire lives are dependent on that budget, and this is brutal for us. I know we'll talk about that more in a moment, but once we're back up and running, there are so many things. Pay our housing at the level to which housing is. Average military families paying $8,000 out of pocket after they move. That's a big hit on them. Military spouses, we moved 9 times in 16 years. If you've ever moved, think about that. I lost my job over and over again. That's a big financial hit to a family. There's a tax credit proposal for businesses that hire military spouses right now. We're great employees, but if we can encourage the employers to take us on board, that would really help.
Yeah, I think that's just one of several proposals that we've had conversations about on Capitol Hill. But I think the central conversation on the Hill right now, when you talk about passing a budget, is just reopening the government. You're not even asking for a full appropriations process yet. Can you talk about the conversations that you have had with families about the impact of the shutdown so far? I mean, I think back a few weeks ago, I'm watching C-SPAN, Speaker Mike Johnson is on, and a woman calls in and says, I'm a military spouse, I'm a Republican, and you've absolutely decimated my family. We have things we need to pay for. We don't know where our next paycheck is coming from.
Yeah, it's even if the military paycheck has come, a lot of the National Guard hasn't. One of our members here in New York, it's been almost 4 weeks since their family and National Guard chaplain has been paid. They've got 6 kids. Without our support and the support we've been able to drive them, that family would be desperate. We have food lines around the blocks for currently serving military. 1,200 families here in New York that we've supported, tens of thousands across the country. Every single military food bank that we touch has had increased use over this past month, and no one wants that.
Nobody wants that. And I think that's why, of course, there was so much pressure around making sure that troops were paid, though I think it's important what you point out around the National Guard. The other thing that I question is, what does this do for people who are thinking about serving and then seeing the uncertainty that might come with that? I mean, again, they made sure that active duty military were able to be paid. They found the money for that, rightly so. But what does this do to recruitment, which is a favorite talking point of the White House?
Yeah, it hurts recruitment because families are saying they're not going to recommend service. Remember, a lot of military spouses are working on installation. They're working for the government. So they've lost those jobs. The medicine isn't available. We're hearing from people that they can't get their prescriptions, particularly overseas, but here too, because that stopped. And also, people aren't able to repair their airplanes. You know, this speaks to, can I even do my job? These civilians are supposed to be our leaders, and this is how they're behaving. It undermines trust. We can't open up this government fast enough.
I think that's definitely true. And again, they are racing towards doing so Wednesday night, maybe Thursday. Again, when you talk about the planes and the travel woes, that's now a piece of what might take them a little bit longer. Kathy Roth-Douquet, it was such an important conversation. Thank you for coming on and talking with us about it on this Veterans Day.
Thank you.